I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven. I've spent a decade looking for value in the mining sector. There's a lot of different recipes that can work when you're looking for an investment opportunity, depending on the stage of the asset, the people, the place, all kinds of variables. Today, when we're looking at a gold market that has definitely strengthened, but that isn't going full force ahead just yet, one of the recipes that I'm finding works really well on the exploration side is having a really exciting exploration target within an asset that also has defined ounces in the ground. So one really good example of that's in the Maven portfolio that I own myself is West Red Lake Gold. And so today I have Tom Meredith with me. Tom, can you just set the stage a little bit? Tell us about who you are and what West Red Lake has.
Sure, Gwen. West Red Lake has a property in Red Lake. It's about a 12-kilometer long property, and it has 3 former gold mines on the property. And we have a partnership with Goldcorp, and we have 1 million ounces of resource in the ground at this stage, and we're planning to expand the size of our resource over the coming years.
So there's a lot in that. They're in Red Lake, really great jurisdiction. They have Goldcorp as a partner. That's a really good endorsement and source of capital. And there's 3 defined deposits. Okay, so I talked about you want exploration, but you want ounces in the ground. What are these deposits? Tell me a little bit about Rowan to start with.
Well, Rowan is the first one that we really focused on, and it's a typical Archean greenstone deposit. The veins go basically straight down, and we did a resource we put out about a year ago. Initial resource was a little over 1 million ounces, and we see good potential to expand that resource to depth. We think that potential for that resource is 2 to 3 times what our current NI 43-101 resource is.
Right, and not only is it 1 million ounces, it's 1 million ounces averaging 7.5 grams, right?
It is 7.5 grams for the deposit, and there are higher grade zones within the deposit, which makes it attractive for initial mining.
Right. Okay, so that's Rowan. Now, just before we started, you were telling me Rowan isn't the only one that you're working on right now in terms of defined ounces.
Well, the second one that we're going to work on is called the Mount Jamie. It's on the same geological structure about 2 kilometers further to the west, which is also a former gold mine. And our resource engineer had a look at it, and he said it looks like another Rowan. So we're going to start some drilling work on it this summer.
Right. Okay, so 2 deposits. Well, one a defined deposit, one that's a historic mine with good potential. Those are what you can call easy ounces. Some of them already exist. Some of them are pretty easy to define with limited drilling. Then, the reason that I really like West Red Lake, on top of that, I'm an explorationist. I love the exploration upside. So take me through the big target that you have east of these guys.
Okay, well, east of these 2 guys, we also have the Red Summit deposit, which is about 3 kilometers east of the Rowan. And in between Rowan and Red Summit, there's another geological structure. Those 3 are on an east-west structure. There's a north-south structure called the Golden Arm structure, which intersects with the east-west structure. And the Golden Arm structure is a mafic, ultramafic contact. You can see clearly within the structure heading up to the north. And it's that intersection of the 2 main structures with the right rocks that creates significant potential for exploration. And we have a geophysical anomaly sitting right over top of this deposit. And the indications are it could be a very significant deposit. And we plan to drill there this summer.
So that's what I think the real exciting upside, sort of the big upside is on the West Red Lake story, if that exists. And remember, in the Red Lake district, those kinds of structural intersections are exactly where high-grade deposits happen, right? There's all kinds of examples.
Well, large high-grade deposits, yes.
Right.
So if we are fortunate with our exploration program, it would be very significant in terms of the valuation of the company.
Yeah. So in terms of valuation, this is why I love this recipe. What I love is we have an exploration target. It's exciting. It could take this thing to the moon. But if that doesn't work, or until that happens, we have this valuation backstop. So can you take me through how you see the valuation right now?
Sure. Well, we have 1 million ounces now. As Gwen mentioned, we're about 7.5 grams of resource. We see we can build that resource. We're currently at about less than $30 an ounce in the ground. In good, strong markets, those kinds of valuations can get up to $200 an ounce in the ground. So we have a lot of upside potential in our existing resource, and we're going to increase the size of that resource over the next couple of years. So that's where our basic game plan is, to build value for our shareholders, is to increase a resource that has a lot more potential value.
So yeah, I mean, basically you have the low risk increase in value, which is building the resource that you have and adding the second resource that looks quite likely. And then you have the higher risk but potentially higher reward of the exploration target.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if we are successful in our big target, we will be focused entirely on that. It'll completely take over the story.
We kind of hope that that's what happens. But for now, Rowan and Mount Jamie are great. West Red Lake brings together that recipe that I think really works in today's market with the exploration upside and the valuation backstop. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you, Gwen.